The NGA Hooters Tour. This week, the Hooters Tour is in the state of Alabama, heating it up at Point Mallard Park with its world-famous wave pool providing the setting and the cooling off. The Decatur Daily Hooters Tour Championship will have the biggest purse in the tour's 10-year history. 168 hard-charging professionals from across America and around the world are after the $135,000 purse. This broadcast is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants, home of world-famous chicken wings, and the nearly world-famous Hooters Girls. And by naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water. All water is not pure. Taste the quality of naturally fresh, pure spring water. By Jackaroo Sauce. If you just got sauce, you ain't got Jack. And by smooth, rich-tasting Michelob. Beer or Michelob.
It has been extremely hot this week in Decatur, Alabama. The heat index well over 100 most of the time. The heat has been felt probably more here at the Point Mallard Golf Links than anywhere. As we prepare to start the fourth and final round of play, 21 players are within 6 strokes of the lead. Be mindful, the purse here this week is $135,000, $35,000 to first place. It's the largest purse in the 10-year existence of this tour.
Here's a look at what the top 12 places are worth. First place is $35,000, second at $15,000, $9,000 for third, slightly over $5,000 for fourth place, fifth at $4,000, $33.20 for sixth. We take a look at 7th through 12th here, and by the way, 60th place, last place on the tour, is $755. That's about what it costs for a week on the tour.
The title of this tournament for the last 6 years has been the Decatur Daily NGA Hooters Tour Championship, and our flagship sponsor, the Decatur Daily, is headed by publisher Barrett Shelton. He's proud to be a part of this event.
I'm glad these fellas have made it on to the PGA, and I hope a lot more do, because that means that you got quality coming in and quality graduating on up the line. And I hope that we can continue this. We've had a good time over 6 years, and I think a lot of folks around town have come to believe in this tournament that it's a good one, and we're certainly glad the championship's here this year again.
Hi, I'm Amanda from Hooters of Huntsville. If you'd like to see some hot young professional golf, stick around. The Hooter Tour continues next.
Son, you gotta be patient if you want to catch the big one.
We are known by the company we keep. If you would like to know more, give us a call.
Dad, I think I got a big one. Yeah, it's a big one.
You know what they say. Sauce sells.
Get him out of here. Post it up, boys. Let's go.
There's ordinary beer. And then there's Michelob. Beer or Michelob?
This broadcast is brought to you by V-Flight, Play It, and by Hewlett-Packard. After Friday's 65, Scott Medlin was the man who seemed to have tamed the Point Mallard Golf Course. A 65 heading into Saturday and the co-leader going into Sunday.
3 birdies, 1 bogey. Just kind of birdied a couple of par 5s, knocked it on in 2. Didn't hit it really good. Just hit it a lot of 20 and 25 footers, 2 putts.
Medlin birdies quick out of the chute. Here on the 495-yard par 5 second hole, he's at 11 under, and he'll have one more on the 539-yard par 5 15th hole. Medlin finishes with a 2 under par 70 and a co-leader at minus 12 with this guy, Chad Campbell. Campbell comes from 3 strokes back of the pack, firing a 5 under par 67. Others in the hunt, Steve Ford of Melbourne, Florida, Peter Dyson of Pensacola, Florida. As we look at the leaderboard after 54 holes of play, again Scott Medlin on top at 12 under par, along with Chad Campbell of Andrews, Texas. Peter Dyson and Steve Ford will be one back heading into Sunday, with Derek Brinker, Bob Heitz, Kevin Kraft, and Kyle Owen all in range of a strike.
An important component of any NGA Hooters Tour event is the involvement of the community sponsorship-wise. We have a great sponsor in Daikin of America in Decatur, Alabama. Cliff Adams is the head man.
Daikin America, we make wonderful fluoropolymers that are used around the world in applications such as Gore-Tex. Many people know the name Gore-Tex, and we make the product that we sell to the company Gore, and they make the final product called Gore-Tex.
And now let's take a look at today's pairings in the final round of the Decatur Daily Hooters Tour Championship. We see Brian Slevin of Arnold, Maryland, hooked up with Eric Miketree of Concord, California. Kevin Kraft of Granville, Ohio, plays with Kyle Owen of Lebanon, Georgia. And here's a fun group to watch, Derek Brinker and Bob Heitz. These two have been consistently high up on the leaderboard for the past 4 shows. Peter Dyson of Pensacola, Florida, and Steve Ford of Melbourne, Florida. Steve was your 1997 $200,000 Naturally Fresh Points champion. And speaking of points, both these guys are in the top 5 in this year's hunt for the $500,000 Naturally Fresh Points Championship race. There's Chad Campbell from Andrews, Texas, along with Scott Medlin from Rockingham, North Carolina. Scott Medlin, Chad Campbell, Peter Dyson, Steve Ford. Which one would make the first move? How about this guy, Derek Brinker, a birdie here at the 5th. Brinker again at the 7th. He's closing in on the leaders. Medlin will birdie at the 8th, and this shot here at the 9th sets up a back-to-back string of 35, and he's now at 13 under par. Chad Campbell had this chip on 9 for birdie. He'll get back to even for the day, 12 under for the event. Bob Heitz birdied the 2nd, and this birdie here at the 7th gets him in contention. He turns with a 34, 12 under for the tournament. Heitz birdies 10 and 11, and take a look at this eagle putt at hole number 12. Right in the middle of the cup. That got Heitz to 16 under par, and he is our current leader. But things are definitely heating up as we take a look at our leaderboard. Bob Heitz at 16 under par, followed by Scott Medlin at 14 under, Chad Campbell at 12 under par. There you see the threesome at 11 under par, Robbie Skinner, Peter Dyson, and Steve Ford. At 10 under par, Slevin, Kevin Kraft, and Derek Brinker. Sanders and Bradley tied at 9 under par, followed by Kyle Owen at 8 under par. And now we go to live action on the course with Lee Moore.
At the 18th hole, this is Philip Schmidt. He's just about 50 feet away. This is going to be tricky now. He cannot like that. The ball just got away that pin cut there on the downslope.
He's got some work to do. Back to 17, Jason Caron's 3rd shot from just off the green.
Well, he's left himself just a bit.
To the home hole now, David Hauser, his attempted birdie.
David, the son of a neurosurgeon out of Cordova, Tennessee. I tell you, really having trouble the players are with getting the ball close.
Back to 17, John Dowdall to save par and remain at 8 under, and he'll do it.
John, 3 times a member of the PGA Tour, each time not making enough money. This guy's been making plenty of money. Chad Campbell here at the 12th hole, his approach shot. He's even through the day. Scott Medlin talks about who he competes with on this tour, not necessarily against the other players.
I think the key is not playing against the other players. You got to play against the course. You got to try to beat it every day, 4 or 5 under, every day. That's usually pretty good, but as long as I don't watch what the other guys are doing, I didn't watch the scoreboard at all yesterday, so that's what I try to do.
At the 13th tee, Steve Ford. Lee, this guy's been pretty quiet today after previous rounds of 66, 72, and 67.
Yeah, and I really thought Steve would really get it going pretty quickly. A great player with a great stroke.
Now Peter Dyson next to tee. He's made 13 of 14 cuts this year. In 54 rounds of golf, he's 49 under par.
Well, you can't do a whole lot better than that. That's pretty consistent.
Ahead to 16, Tyler Williamson chipping for a birdie.
Tyler's a local now. He has moved from California to Decatur, married a Decatur girl, and he's been playing very well.
Little misjudgment on speed there as we take you back to 12 and Chad Campbell for his birdie.
He needs to make this, and he didn't.
Trails Heinz by 5 strokes. Ahead to 16, Rob Bradley for his birdie.
Tar Heel golfer out of the University of North Carolina.
Back to 12, Scott Medlin for birdie and to get within 2 of Heinz.
An up-and-comer on this tour is Brian Slevin of Arnold, Maryland. I asked him when he was getting good at this game.
Do you remember when you got pretty good at the game?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I was talking to someone about that yesterday. I remember if I always got in trouble, if I was in trees, I'd always aim at one of the trees, figuring I'm going to miss it by 3 or 4 feet, and I could get through all of them. But then, I kept aiming at the trees, and when I started to hit them, I figured, well, I must be getting good now because, I'm hitting the ball where I'm aiming. So, yeah, we were laughing about that yesterday.
At 16, the second shot of Mike Tree.
And he gets it in the short grass. He's got a bit of a putt. At 13 now, here's Peter Dyson, again out of Pensacola, Florida. Interesting story. His wife's working as a banker to support his golfing activities, and he gives her a lot of credit.
Currently 13th on the money list. We'll stay at 13, Steve Ford. After winning the points last year, he's in 15th place now.
Steve is always disappointed on putts like that when they don't go in the hole. He's hard on himself.
Forward to 16, Kevin Kraft is having a good tournament.
Kevin's really been doing some soul searching about his golf. Left the tour for a few weeks. Just wanted time to think about it. The tee shot now of Kyle Owen. He's not going to care for that at all. He's over there in the woods.
Hi, I'm Christy from Huntsville Hooters. This week we're at the Point Mallard Golf Course in Decatur, Alabama.
People think that the Australian outback is full of young, wild ranch hands called jackaroos. Fact is, jackaroos are quite civilised. Until they grab hold of the big, bold taste of their favourite jackaroo barbie sauce. Then things can get a bit out of hand. Every jackaroo knows, if you don't have jackaroo barbie sauce, you ain't got jack.
Finding the best bottled water can be very confusing. At first glance, all water looks the same. But if you scientifically precipitate out the solids, you discover all water is not equal. Introducing naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water, refreshingly pure. This naturally fresh spring water adds extra quality to the all-natural goodness of every naturally fresh product. Make the clear choice. Naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water.
This broadcast is brought to you by Rapport Composites, premium quality graphite shafts, and by Top Flight, the longest ball. Back to 15, eagle chip for Derek Brinker. He could certainly use one.
That was really close.
He's even on the day. Now Bob Heinz putting for birdie to get to 18 under with 3 to play.
This guy hadn't missed many cuts. He missed the first one of the year, and he's been perfect since then. Oh, just got part of the hole, but not enough.
We move ahead to 17 for the approach of Tyler Williamson.
A little guy who really has been swinging the clubs very well the last 2 or 3 events, and just in the short grass there.
Now Rob Bradley, 33rd in money. He's made 10 of 14 cuts this year.
Well, that's consistency, and he's got a lot of points on that Naturally Fresh Points Championship.
Back to 13, Scott Medlin, who has only missed 1 cut this year, a couple of weeks ago at Sikeston, Missouri.
Well, speaking of a short time ago, last week in Greenville, Alabama, in a great tournament, Chad Campbell, the winner, and a real talent.
Number one thing that ever happened to you in golf?
Oh, not really. I mean, I've had a lot of good experiences with going to school in Las Vegas and, all throughout my college career, and then coming out here and winning a couple times. It's all been great.
At the 16th green, here's Brian Slevin, who is 5th in stroke average on the tour with a 70.4 lead.
Told you that's why he's having a better year, his best year so far. Got just a bit of work to do there. Here's a look at your leaderboard now. Through 14 holes, your leader, Bob Heinz, at -17. Then Scott Medlin back there at 15 under, followed by Chad Campbell. Robbie Skinner, Kevin Kraft, and Peter Dyson all having excellent tournaments.
At the 16th green, Eric Miketree for birdie, trying to get to 6 under par. Oh.
There's nothing more nerve-wracking than that. Here's John Dowdall now. John, again, has played on the PGA Tour, and that one got away from him.
That chip was for birdie. Now Jason Caron, he's got almost the same chip. We'll see if he went to school on his playing partner here.
Believe me, the rough around the greens did present some of those kinds of problems.
Much better effort there. Back to 16, the approach of Kevin Kraft.
Boy, it doesn't seem like he got that ball like he wanted to. Kyle Owen remembers when he got his first set of clubs. Do you remember you got your first set of clubs at all, and what happened to them, and what you did with them?
Ooh. Yeah, actually, I've still got them. They were an old set of McGregor blades, man size. I couldn't hardly swing them. They're so heavy. Still got them in the basement. Still sitting there. They got a lot of dust, though, and if somebody was going to hit them, they need to change the grips for sure.
At the 17th green, Rob Bradley for birdie. He'll just miss that one to the left. Next is Tyler Williamson from just off the green for birdie.
His buddy Scott McCarron. I wonder why he's got one of those big putters. Well, Scott wheels his just a little bit better than that, but he'll tap it in.
We head back to the 13th green for Scott Medlin, who, by the way, is tied for 2nd on the tour this year in number of eagles, a total of 9.
Yeah, Pat Nanny Jr. has 10. There's where your waiting finally comes to a rest.
We move ahead to Chad Campbell. He's tied for 2nd for birdies, total of 214 this year.
And he's tied for 1st with most rounds in the 60s with 23.
And now the 3rd shot for Kevin Kraft.
This is where he ended up after he almost stuck it in the ground back there on his approach. It's pretty good here.
I think he'll like that one. We move ahead to the 17th for Brian Slevin, who is 1 under par today.
A little guy who's been swinging some big clubs. Speaking of little guys swinging big clubs, Eric Maitre remembers his first set. When you got your first set of golf clubs, do you remember your first set?
Yeah, I think I was, I just turned 16. It was my 16th birthday, and I got a set of Wilson Tom Kite. They were the heaviest irons, and I got the biggest damn bag I could find. We got them at Sears. I thought it was a cool thing to do, is get this big bag. So I showed up my first junior tournament with these Tom Kite irons in this bag that was bigger than I was, and these kids all looked at me and said, "Man, look at that guy. He must be a player." I think I shot 100.
The final 3 holes at Point Mallard Park, our coverage holes, are all par 4s, 16, 17, and 18. 18 is probably the toughest of the 3.
Hole number 16 is almost a straight hole. Hitting to the left rules out almost any possibility of getting it close in 2 shots. Players here, on average, are going to have about 125 yards to the flag. And by the way, this green is small. Today's pin placement will have the greedy players missing the green off to the left. Hole number 17 is a 391-yard par 4 with a small ditch splitting the fairway. Players fly this easily. Tight out of the chute, but opens up near the green. Players like coming in from the left side of the fairway with a lob wedge for a chance at birdie. 18 is probably the toughest of the 3 finishing holes. A wide water hazard has the pros laying up, leaving a considerable way to the green on their second shot. Pin placement tucked tight behind the right front bunker. A birdie here is a bonus, but we're probably going to see a lot of bogeys today.
Hi, I'm Holly with the Birmingham Hooters. This week, the NGA Hooter Tour makes a stop at the Point Mallard Golf Course in Decatur, Alabama.
Son, you gotta be patient if you want to catch the big one.
We are known by the company we keep. If you would like to know more, give us a call.
Dad, I think I got a big one. Yeah, it's a big one.
Here's Brinker at 16. He's been consistent, making 8 of 10 cuts this year, Lee.
I think he's a true star on this tour, and I think he's going to really get a lot out of his game in the future.
Got a lot of roll out of that tee shot. Now our leader, Bob Heinz, at 17 under par.
Talk about consistency. This guy has been Mr. Consistent in everything he has done. Wow. He almost hit our photographer. Good move.
Back to 14, Scott Medlin, his 3rd shot. Still needs 2 birdies to catch Heinz, who's leading at 17 under par.
It's Brian Slevin now for his birdie to go at 11 under at hole 17. Body English didn't work. This guy, he just thinks he ought to make everything he looks at.
Back to 14 now. Chad Campbell has a shot similar to Medlin's a moment ago.
Well, he just quite get there.
At the 17th green, Mike Tree for birdie.
Eric's having one of his better tournaments in some time. Puts a good roll on the ball. Just not quite that cellophane cover. Got him.
He'll clean that one up.
Derek Brinker, his 2nd shot into number 16. Look at this nice pass to the ball. That is absolutely textbook.
Did not get the results he wanted. He will not be pleased with that.
And now Heinz in some roughage. You can barely see the top of the ball there.
Yeah, Bobby made a good pass at that one. Got a flyer, but that time he did not get bad results. Taking a look now at our Decatur Daily Hooters Tour Championship leaderboard in the 4th round. Bob Heinz continues to be the man of the moment. Scott Medlin not far behind Chad Campbell. Robbie Skinner, Peter Dyson's up there. So Steve Ford, all of those last 3 at 11 under par.
Kyle Owen's second shot into 17.
And while that's coming down, I want to tell you about Kevin Kraft. He took some time off the tour a while back to work at the mental game.
I'm really working on my patience, just kind of allowing things to happen. I didn't get anything going until the last 9 holes on Friday. I made an eagle and 2 birdies, and yesterday just went out. I was only 1 under when I made the ace, and that sort of thing really gets you going. And I made a couple more birdies coming in, so things are starting to come together a little bit. I pretty much accomplished what I wanted to when I took a little time off from this tour. So,
as you watch Tyler Williamson's approach here at the 18th hole, I want to tell you something that happened to Kevin yesterday, the 3rd round. He had a hole-in-one at the par 3 13th hole. Congratulations on that one, and fine shot there, but Tyler.
At 16, Derek Brinker's putt. Little ways away. A little louder.
Tell you, Elvis Larkin and his crew had done a tremendous job on this golf course and having it ready for this event.
And now your leader, Mr. Consistency. This is Bob Heinz. A birdie here could really seal the deal.
Watch the stroke he puts on this ball. Really got a fine move at the ball, and didn't get the results, but you keep rolling like that. Kevin Kraft now at the 17th. Again, it's a par 4. You're watching the young men of the NGA Hooters Tour and the biggest tournament of the year, $135,000 purse, $35,000 for first place.
That putt could put him in 3rd all by himself. He'll stay at 11 under. Ahead to 18, just off the green, is Rob Bradley. This for birdie.
You keep hearing the name Rob Bradley. Keep hearing that name. Just tick the hole there on the side. He's another guy to watch in the future for a win.
Back to 17 now. Kyle Owen, and just about everyone who's had this position has missed the putt to the right, Lee.
Well, apparently he heard you. I like this young man's game. Out of Lebanon, Georgia.
To the home hole now, Williamson for birdie.
Well, he's going to finish this one off, and 1 over par 73 score for today.
Back to 16, the tee shot of Steve Ford, and that's heading for the left rough.
Well, maybe he'll get a good lie out of that ball.
We stay at 16. Up next is Peter Dyson.
I'd like for you to meet a couple of guys I've been talking about here quite a bit and all year long. Derek Brinker and Bob Heinz. I asked them about their proudest moments in golf, and be mindful that Brinker played in the Open a couple of years ago.
Is there one thing that jumps out and you say, boy, I'm probably proudest of that?
Obviously, when you play in a major, you know that's got to stand out because you play your whole life and all your pretending on the putting green and everything is when it's a major and everything. So that's obviously first. And then second, you know, is obviously winning at this level. When you win at this level, it means you can play at the next level. So it makes you feel better about what you're doing.
Do you remember the first time you won that first trophy, took it home, polished it, and slept with it?
I think it was a father-son scramble that we played in at Chichi Rodriguez's little youth foundation course in Clearwater. I still have that trophy somewhere in a closet or something. But my dad and I played, and I think we beat a pro and his son or something, or we came in second, but it didn't matter. We got a trophy, so I was pretty happy.
There are a couple of sets of numbers that are vitally important to this tour. Number 1 is money. Number 2 is points. We're talking about the $500,000 Naturally Fresh Winners Points Championship. At the end of the season, one of these players is going to walk away with $200,000. $100,000 at the end of the season, and then next year, for each tournament the winner plays, he'll pick up another $5,000 check up to $100,000. So $200,000 is on the line for one man. Another 49 players will share in the other $300,000 from that Naturally Fresh Winners Points Championship. There's an awful lot at stake in every NGA Hooters Tour event.
At 15, still trailing by 2, Scott Medlin.
Yeah, he's running out of holes, so he's got to get some work in here.
Now Campbell at 12 under par, and this would be a good opportunity for Campbell here, Lee.
He and Scott Medlin, the leaders to start this fourth and final round of the Decatur Daily Hooters Tour Championship. $135,000 again on the line. This kid is such a player.
Ahead to 18, this is Eric Miketree. This ball has to go hard left towards the trap if he wants a chance at making it, Lee.
Well, he's about 5 feet out to the right where you got to place it, and he really missed that. You notice he started to walk right away, Gary. It's not a good indication when a player hits a shot.
Back to 15, Chad Campbell to get to 13 under, and he'll nail that one.
All the players just rave about this guy and his talent.
Ahead to 18, Brian Slevin after getting relief from the bleachers. This is his third shot.
Again, here's a kid with a package. He's got the talent. Oh my, what a
Nice
shot.
roll.
Really, really a good play right there.
Back to 15 to get to 16 under, Scott Medlin.
Then again, he played on the PGA Tour one year and did not make enough money. Right there, did not make enough of a putt, so he just tapped that one in.
Ahead to 16, we find Peter Dyson in the fairway.
Well, got away from him. And again, that expression's right there. I'd take that, and most other people would, but he was looking for something a little closer. Here's Steve Ford, and again, just a real nice move at the ball, but in this particular instance, he didn't appear to like that shot. And again, I would like it, but he's left himself some work. He's looking for birdies. That's a big thing. You got to get it closer.
Ahead to 17, the approach of Derek Brinker about 110 yards out.
Well, these young men really feel like at this distance, anything that's more than 4, 5, 6, 7 feet away is not like they want. And he's got a lot of work to do to get back there.
Here's the man, Heinz, in the left rough, trying to hang on to that 2-stroke lead.
Saw his dad standing there next to him, caddying. That's a common sight on the tour to see wives or fathers or good friends caddying.
To the home hole now, and the third shot of Kyle Owen.
Well, I think this is where you really determine how good a talent they are. Look at that. It's all touch and feel.
He'll finish out at 10 under par for the tournament. Back to 16, Peter Dyson for birdie, a long way away.
I mentioned a while ago when those guys didn't like having this much real estate to get across, and he has still got some real estate to finish up there.
Now Steve Ford, who just wants to get in. He started the day 1 stroke off the pace, and he's made up absolutely no ground at all.
Disappointment for Steve. I've talked to him throughout the tournament, and he said, I like this golf course. He works hard, and I know that things really haven't gone his way, especially in the latter 2 rounds.
Now here's Heinz at 17, your leader by 2. This to go to 18 under.
Well, at this point in time, you can't have enough of a lead, and boy, that would have been a nice birdie putt there had it gone in. You just, when guys behind you like Scott Medlin and some of those players, you know that you need all the help you can get, and the lead can't be big enough.
Back to 16, Chad Campbell on the tee, 13 under, currently in 3rd place.
Almost seems like a broken record when you talk about talent and mention Chad Campbell.
Ahead to 18 now, Kevin Kraft to save his par.
Well, they'll have just a bit there to get done with. 71 today. He finishes at 10 under for the 72 holes. He'll get a nice check out of that.
And now Derek Brinker coming off a bogey at 17, 10 under with a host of players.
The best score ever in this tournament was 18 under. David McCampbell a few years ago shot the record 18 under. So Heinz has got a chance at that record. And really, so does Medlin. Speaking of records, let's look right now where we are in the fourth round through 17. Bob Heinz is your leader. Medlin's at 15, but he is at hole 15, and so's Chad Campbell at 13.
Hi, I'm Elisa from Huntsville Hooters, and coming up next is the NGA Hooters Tour.
Son, you gotta be patient if you want to catch the big one.
We are known by the company we keep. If you would like to know more, give us a call.
Dad, I think I got a big one. Yeah, it's a big one.
Dear Chuck, I'm in golf heaven. Alabama has the most incredible courses I've ever played. A golf trail all the way from the Highlands to the Gulf. I picked up a few tips watching the pros. Now it's one birdie after another. You should have seen the eagle on the third green. For great golf, Alabama's the place to play.
Call today for your free guide to an unforgettable Alabama vacation. 1-800-ALABAMA.
Get him out of there. Bust it up, boys. Let's go.
There's ordinary beer. And then there's Michelob. Beer or Michelob?
Steve Ford now over in the fairway at 17. He'll like that one. Now Peter Dyson.
Even today, not real happy. This would be to get him in position to get a birdie. A lot of work to do there.
Back to 16 now, Chad Campbell. His second shot is looking like it's right on line.
Uphill, an opportunity.
Derek Brinker now in the fairway at 18, playing from money position.
Well, he won a tournament in his hometown, almost his hometown, in Jasper, which is next to Evansville, Indiana, a few weeks ago, and he'll get this one on the green. You are watching final round action in the $135,000 Decatur Daily Hooters Tour Championship. Look at the spread of money, starting with $35,000 for first place. 15 is normally what players win on this tour for first place, but that's second place money.
At the 17th green, Dyson's even today. This to go to 12 under and 1 under for his round today, and he nails it in there.
Peter Dyson out of Pensacola, Florida.
Now Steve Ford for birdie.
Well, he just hasn't found many birdies today. And he's still birdie hunting. I know what's going through his mind. He's saying, Steve, 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 where have you been the last 2 rounds?
Back to 16, Scott Medlin for birdie, and Lee, he really needs one.
He really, really does. No question about it. He's running out of holes. Well,
And now ahead to 18, Heinz chipping for birdie.
Well, he'll have that left for his par.
Back to 16, here's Chad Campbell for birdie.
Just misses. So he'll clean this up. And we'll go over and take a look now at Derek Brinker for birdie. That would get him into a three-way tie at 11 under par. That is tough on the nerves and cost him a few dollars out here on the Hooters Tour. Each dollar's precious.
Roughly $3,700 for that putt. And now your leader, Bob Heinz.
Yeah, he gets this in. He's got a round of 65 today just to shut off the course record. We mentioned Peter Dyson earlier and talked to him about golf and what it means to him.
Well, actually, I like the thing about golf for me that I thought was so neat. It was an individual sport. You know, I played baseball all my life and just wanted to play a sport. If I lost or won, it was all my fault or my due to what I did right. It's just golf's a totally different world. I mean, you can come out here and play by yourself. You're playing a golf course. You don't need anybody to play with. You're playing a course. You're not competing against anybody. You're trying to beat a hole.
Now Scott Medlin, his second shot to 17.
Well, we can't overemphasize now. He is 2 shots away from the lead. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
We stay at 17 for the second shot of Chad Campbell.
Well, he's not really in the hunt now, but this young man does not give up easily. He had to almost blade that ball out of there and trickles onto the green. He's got some distance to the hole.
Ahead now to 18, Peter Dyson's second shot. Right now he's in fourth, all by his lonesome.
As I mentioned, Gary, every dollar out here, you know, when a putt costs a guy $300 or $400 or $1,000, that's a lot of money on this tour.
Now Steve Ford, a birdie here could change his payday by as much as $1,200.
Well, again, when Steve hit that shot and just walked away from it, he has left himself well off to the side and over in the rough. That'll be a tough up and down.
Chad Campbell now for birdie at 17.
Again, I mentioned that the grounds crew out here at Point Mallard Park, just an excellent job for the Decatur Daily Hooters Tour Championship.
Scott Medlin for birdie and to get to within 1 stroke of your leader Heinz, and he's got it.
Well, I'm sure that he's checking that leaderboard now, and he knows he's a shot away, and I'm sure that Bob Heinz things not going easily for him in the clubhouse, and he's keeping a radio check on what Scott's doing.
That's the approach of Steve Ford.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to get back there and get it down. Peter Dyson now as he plums, and a good crowd, again, a good turnout. Don Kincaid and the people in Decatur, again, a great job, and that's not a great job there. That putt got away from him.
$1,200 down the tubes at the tee at 18. Scott Medlin has to have a good one for a chance of forcing a playoff.
Yeah, and he's going to get this one absolutely center cut.
Next up, Chad Campbell.
This looks also like it's almost in the middle of the fairway. Well, we're coming down to the last hole. Scott Medlin needs a birdie. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Shania from Hooters of Huntsville. Don't go away. We'll take a look at points and money standings, plus more golf action. Coming up.
Son, you gotta be patient if you want to catch the big one.
We are known by the company we keep. If you would like to know more, give us a call.
Dad, I think I got a big one. Yeah, it's a big one.
Put a little splash into your summer at Point Mallard Park in Decatur. You'll enjoy our Olympic pool and diving tower, the Sky Pond speed slide, the 3-flume twisty curvy water slide, and everyone's favorite, America's first wave pool. And for the little swimmers, there's the Squirt Factory and the duck pond. Enjoy 18 holes of golf on our beautiful golf course. Stay a week at our campgrounds and experience Point Mallard Park. One hot park for one hot summer.
Naming our salad dressing Naturally Fresh gives us a lot to live up to. So we use only the freshest vegetables and spices. And because we add no preservatives, you won't find Naturally Fresh on the salad dressing aisle. You'll only find it in the refrigerated produce section. Naturally Fresh gives you premium quality without the premium price. We're located with the rest of the fresh produce. So try us next time you shop for fresh fruits and vegetables. The Naturally Fresh name is our promise.
John Seymour is the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce in Decatur. He never tires of talking about this great community and all the things that have gone on, and more importantly, all the things that are going to be happening right here.
We're proud of our recreational facilities here, and of course we're here at Point Mallard Park, which has got the first wave pool ever built in America, and we've got an Olympic diving board and an outdoor ice skating rink, and of course this great golf course. And recreation is very important to the citizens of our community, and we think that's got a lot of influence on some of our industrial recruitment.
We're at 18. This is the approach shot of Chad Campbell.
He's probably got a 6-iron there, probably 170, 175 yards. This is really, really a good finishing hole. Last 3 holes are all par 4s, but really a good hole, and an awful lot between him and that flagstick. Now, here is a big, big shot. Typically, he cuts the ball. You know, he opens his stance a little bit. Let's watch this one. Scott Medlin. Oh, well, I don't have to tell you, the reaction of the crowd tells you. And here's a look at that scoreboard now as we close out this golf tournament. Bob Hines is in front by a slim shot. You saw Medlin shot at the tie there now. And a bunch at -10, Kraft, Brinker, Slevin, and Owen. The Naturally Fresh Winners Points Championship race, this is through the last tournament at Greenville, Alabama. Again, that was a great event. Zoran Djorkic continues to lead. Scott Medlin missed a cut a tournament or two ago in second. Then you got Karen, Wilson, Slevin, Pope, Sterling, and Kimball. Again, a lot of things can happen in the last 7 events of the year.
And we're at the 18th green for Chad Campbell's birdie effort.
Well, I'm sure he's thinking right now, realistically, let me get this down in 2. Whoa. That's why Chad Campbell is the outstanding player. Nice crowd. Again, I take my hat off to the city of Decatur. They have done a tremendous job. 6th time this tour's played there. Scott Medlin. This is big, big, big. Oh, my. Guess what, folks? We go to a playoff for the first time in the history of this event. $35,000 is on the line. The difference between first and second, $20,000. Campbell will finish up. Now, as we get the players back out to the 18th hole to start this playoff, we'll be reminding you that here's what's at stake. $35,000 first place, biggest in the history of the tour. $15,000 for second place. Third's not bad, $9,000. And then it's a little over 5, 4, and 3. A lot of money in this purse this week, $135,000. And 7th through 12th is some Pretty good money there. 12th place is $1,900.
And now, Lee, the playoff. At 18, the tee shot of Heinz.
Well, he needs to get this in the short grass, needless to say. Great shot there. Good weather. Oh, man, that just took a bad bounce. That is going to be a tough play. Thank goodness he did not get into the water.
This guy's mouth has to be watering. Medlin's tee shot at 18.
Looking again for the center of the fairway. We are setting ourselves up now for the final shots. Or are we? We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Brandy from Birmingham Hooters, and coming up next, we're going to have points and money standings and more golf action.
Psst. Want to know a secret? Discover Decatur, Alabama for wild and woolly water sports, or the tranquility of a lazy day, for birdie putts or birds on the fly, for the heat of battle or the serenity of flight. Call 1-800-524-6181 today for your free Decatur Visitor's Guide. Discover Decatur, a secret you'll want to share.
Race fans, the thunder of USAR Hooters Pro Cup racing roars into a track near you. So beware. USA International Speedway, Langley, Peach State, Tri-County, Concord, and more. Hooters Pro Cup 250 laps of kicking the asphalt. In your face. No holds barred. Short track racing. Jay Fogelman, the coach Jerry Glanville, Justin Labonte, Mario Gosselin, and more lead the field in the chase for more than $2 million. For ticket information, call 800-852-7223. Don't miss the excitement of USAR Hooters Pro Cup racing.
We're back at 18 in a playoff. Scott Medlin could have the advantage here, Lee, being in the fairway. He can stop it on the green more naturally.
His natural shot is a cut. Remember, the pin is on the left side as you look at it on your television screen. Well, he's not very close. He's got a lot of work there, 25 foot or so. This is a tough shot right here. Even though he's closer now, he's going to go with an 8-iron, and if he can just get this ball on the green, Bob Heinz, anywhere on the green is going to be a good shot. You really can't get a good feel for how tough that rough is. Just look at his shoes just buried in that rough. He doesn't seem to be real pleased with that shot. Well, he's going to get a part of the green even though he's some 55, 60 feet away. That's what the two have left now. Going back to our regulation play, here's a shot that set up the birdie for Scott Medlin that allowed him to get into this playoff and get him to 17 under par, about 5 feet away. So now here's what he looked at. He was 16 under par. Bob Heinz in the clubhouse had been there for some time. Scott Medlin, Rockingham, North Carolina, for the tie in regulation. And his second straight birdie. He did it, and that's what brought us to the 18th green, the first playoff hole. Remember, Heinz is some 55, 60 feet away now. He is looking for a birdie. Realistically, he's looking to get this ball close to the hole. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Bob Heinz has just knocked it in from 55 feet away. And you know what he is saying? It looks like, hey, Scott, what can I say? Now, Scott Medlin.
What's Medlin thinking right now, Lee?
only one thing. This has got to get in that hole. That's the only way I can do it. And, oh no, the reaction. Rolls around the hole, just missing, and Bob Hines and Scott Medlin have just concluded maybe the most exciting Decatur Daily Hooters Tour Championship event of them all. There you see Bob Hines, the final leaderboard, and Scott Medlin. They tied in regulation play. Hines wins in the playoff. Chad Campbell, Peter Dyson, Skinner, and Ford, all those guys on that final leaderboard. $135,000 total purse. By winning for the first time in several weeks, someone other than Zoran Zorkic leads in the money chase. Bob Hines now up there with $65,000, almost $66,000. Campbell's at 48, Medlin's 37, and Brinker and Steve Pope. All of those guys, your top money leaders so far on the NGA Hooters Tour.
And as we take a look at your $500,000 Naturally Fresh Points Championship race through Decatur, Alabama, you see how tight things really are. Only a couple of points separate the top two. Zoran Zorkic at 1840, then Scott Medlin. There you see Bob Hines at 1802 and Chad Campbell, last week's winner, at 1784. Then Peter Dyson and Mike Schwartz follow. Brian Slevin at 1485, Jason Caron, Steve Pope, Mark Wilson, John Kimball, and Dean Larson all follow. And now we head out to the closing ceremony. Lee is on the golf course.
This, the Decatur Daily NGA Hooters Tour Championship, and Bob Hines is your winner. On my left is Don Kincaid. He is the tournament director, and on his left, America's cheerleaders are Hooters girls. And on my right, Clint Shelton, and he represents the Decatur Daily. I know it's an honor for you with this $35,000 check to make the young man and his family happy. Just to your right, Clint.
Oh, we couldn't be more pleased with the way it finished, and Bob is obviously a deserving winner. So we just couldn't be more pleased at how it finished out.
And Bob, I know that you can find a use for this money. You know, coming here to play in this championship, they've always made it special. $25,000's always been the paycheck to the winner until this year, and Don Kincaid dug deeper in his pockets and said, I got an extra 10 over there to make it $35,000. You provided the thrills in that playoff with Scott Medlin, and believe me, that putt will run through your mind a long time, but I know you're happy to be standing up here with this check and this win.
Well, I think the whole day was just good timing. I mean, to put it all together on a special week like Decatur, where of course there's extra money, but there are extra people as well out here to make it a special tournament. So I'm not sure how I feel yet. I think when we get in the van and start driving home, I'll probably get a little choked up and be very excited.
He's your winner. He shot 17 under par, one off the record of 18 under par. Bob Hines from Clearwater, Florida. Well, that does it for this week. We'd like to see you again next week. Don't forget, the next time we'll be coming to you from Houston, Texas, now from the Decatur Daily NGA Hooters Tour Championship. I'm Lee Moore saying so long, everybody.
This broadcast is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants, home of world-famous chicken wings, and the nearly world-famous Hooters Girls. And by naturally fresh, pure spring mountain water. All water is not pure. Taste the quality of naturally fresh, pure spring water. By Jackaroo Sauce. If you just got sauce, you ain't got Jack. And by smooth, rich-tasting Michelob. Beer or Michelob.